Hey guys, what's going on? It's Don here from Pandemic Playgrounds and welcome back to the Mars Research and Development Race Department. And today we are going to be checking out the new Wasteland. Alright, a couple of things I did notice is that now you have these new apparel things that you could put into your garage. And luckily for me, I'm working on a garage, as you can see. And I got a couple of things going on over here. They got these new Windows mods that you could do for crew cabins. It actually fits one of these beds really well if you want to align the window up to it. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, these shelves are pretty cool as well. But one of my favorite things that actually doesn't require you to purchase the DLC is this corner piece. This little half corner piece is amazing because this is something we've been missing in our gameplay, and it's going to change a lot of my builds because of this little tiny corner piece, as well as these half block pieces. These new things that, like I said, don't require DLC will change how you build in Space Engineers, because there's a lot of times where I need to round off a corner, but we don't have this little tiny corner piece, and it's a shame because we just can't build as nice as we want to just because it was missing that one piece. So I am super glad that that is now in the game and we are able to build better looking stuff now. So moving on, the newest thing about the Wasteland mod is the wheels. So let me kind of extend this out a little and show you what I'm talking about. So now these are the new wheels with the new suspension. So the new suspension has this little yellow dot on top that shows that that's going to be on top, and that's how the wheel looks. It's got like a little transparency to it. Now I played around with these wheels and it doesn't seem like it has any different specs to the original wheels, only the looks with the suspension and everything. I drove around in it and it still felt the same as the other ones. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think they really change how it operates, just how it looks. Going back over here, we could see like that's how it looks. On the bigger grids, it looks the same. They didn't really change it. It's just bigger. So that's pretty cool as well. I do like the look of it, but one thing I did notice about these wheels is that it makes a lot of noise. Let me show you what I mean. So let me pop open a vehicle that I built, and here we go. What they did recently added is this Buggy Cockpit, which requires the DLC, and this regular cockpit that does not require the DLC. Now each one of these takes up 2 blocks instead of 3, so you could do like a lot of weird stuff with it, like actually have a gap in the center like what I did over here and place a gun. They also put up these new headlights where they're spotlights, but it's for half block, as well as putting these half block lights in the back. Now a really cool feature that they did add was basically these exhausts. So let me show you. Like you could kind of faintly see that there's like smoke coming out, and you could change the specs on them. So if I head over to G and go over to my Wasteland blocks, this is basically what they added. They have the exhausts, the viewports that we were just talking about, as well as the off-road wheels, and then the cabins, as well as the buggy cockpit, offset lights, offset spotlight, and then these barred windows. I really can't find a use for it right now, but I'm pretty sure you could build yourself a cage and be protected. I just don't have the idea of how to get into a cockpit if I closed up everything. But for now, I just created a little simple like buggy passenger vehicle type thing, which looks pretty cool with these spotlights on here, and the wheels look really cool. So the other things that they added into this build where you don't see, like I was saying, is these half blocks, these corner little things. I'm gonna take, actually I already have it. So if I go into 2, you got the normal blocks like this, the slope, then the half block, and then now the half slope, which you can never pair anything up with. So I hate using these things, but now you could pair it up with this, which is the corner slopes. And they have another corner pie. I don't know what I would use this for. You could probably build a spoiler or something with the half pieces. You could finally utilize the half piece and turn it into a full piece. That's a huge thing. And that's about it. Those are the new blocks that they came up with, and let's test this out. I'm gonna tell you, look, hear this out. It just sounds so loud when you're driving around with these sticky wheels or something like that. It does look really cool though. Now they didn't fix anything on the suspension. The suspension are still pretty garbage. because like my biggest complaint about suspension in this game is like, look, if I go up to this little block right here, right, hold on, let me see if I can get it, and I look at that, it lifts up and then it slowly goes down and then it lifts up. Like it doesn't react like suspension like it would. There's like a delay or a lag between the suspension and actually working, which causes it to like bounce around. That's why these vehicles don't drive too well, because the suspension don't work that great. Anyway, long story short, this is basically what the new mod entails, with the wheels, the tail lights, the headlights, the new cockpit, the half block that we were talking about, and a little bit of decorations. Is it needed to enjoy this game? Not really. Do I like this download? Actually, I really do, because they finally added this half block, but then again, it doesn't require the Wasteland. So the DLC is great, just for these mods and stuff like that, but realistically, I'm glad that they just added that little corner piece. Now, I have a little rover here that does my little forklift. I do have a project coming up that requires bigger wheels and a forklift to help me assemble everything, so I built this guy. If you guys are interested in seeing how I built this, let me know down in the comments below. But what it does is, if you press Q and E, it lifts up the forklift like it should. So Q, E would drop it, Q. I have a little bit of clang, so I gotta figure out that. But yeah, it's basically a forklift. And then it would drive normal, you know, like you normally would. And then I have my suspension set up, so the strength is different. So the front is kind of lifted and the back is not. It's kind of like, so it balances out itself so it doesn't drag on the floor. Now, one thing I did forget to show you, which I am going to show you right now, which is the exhaust. The cool thing about it is, like, if I was to, let me see if I can park it and change up some stuff on the exhaust. If I go to exhaust pipe, you could actually change out car smoke to car smoke small, electric arc, fire small, fire and smoke, which is pretty cool, and just regular smoke. So you can make it do a lot of stuff, especially not just for exhaust, like if you're building a vehicle or building a ship that you want to see some really cool effects. And it does change. So if I was to go into fire, right, and change the power dependency to like 3% or something, 0.3, no, that's a lot, that's 30%, maybe about like 3%. You kind of see like a little bit of fire, but when I accelerate, obviously I'm parked right now, but when you accelerate, you will see fire breathing, which is pretty cool. And that's how you would adjust the stuff, power dependency. So if I want to do like car smoke, and as I accelerate, the more smoke comes out. Same thing goes for anything else. If I was to do electrical arc, that's a pretty cool design. Look at that. Now, does it necessarily hurt? I don't think it does. It's just for effects. But again, correct me if I'm wrong on that. I'm actually in creative mode right now and I'm not able to test it. Ooh, smoke white. That's pretty cool. So if I'm actually traveling, that might have a really cool effect. Oh, I can't really see it when I'm moving. Oh, one thing I did forget to mention is the tracks. You see the tracks? You can actually see tire treads, and it is dependent on the wheel. Like this one makes this little tiny tread like this. You can see the design looks very, very similar to the wheels that we have on right now with the little treads in the middle. And then if I switch it up to the other wheel, it is a different type of tire treads as well. It is pretty cool that you could see treads, and it does stay there for a while. So now I could see if somebody entered or exited my base. Ooh, a little bit too fast. I didn't adjust the top speed or the power on the wheels, so it's just flying. But yeah, that is it, guys. I will be having a lot of builds coming soon with the new shapes and pieces and stuff like that, so I'm pretty excited for that. I do have a huge project coming for this lab right now. Other than the forklift thing that you saw, I am working on building a dyno. So if you guys don't know what a dyno is, you're actually able to put a vehicle on something like this and test out the top speed. So I am working on a programming script where I could just drive my vehicle on here instead of having to drive outside, and see if I could achieve higher speeds than 100 ms. But that's just a future project later down the road. But for now, yeah, that is it. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, and if you guys have any questions, leave it down in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.